My bad.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the biggest race in the OSL Cup Series. It's the season opener for 2021. It's the Daytona 300, live from Daytona International Speedway, the virtual Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. I'm Marty Sakala. We're going to get
Don't forget, only one quick repair, so be careful. It's 120 laps.
There you hear it, 120 laps, and we're going right into the starting lineup. Mark Siccolci and Frank Peacock on the front row, thanks to qualifying. Row number 2, Justin Hurst and Justin Cope in duels. The starting on row number 2. The third row is James Miller and Nick Baker. Row 4, Tom Pera and Paul Smeraldo. Rounding out the top 10 is Mark Cook and Scott McKinney. Row 6, Nicholas Wilson and Kyle Hanna. We look through the rest of the field. Row number 7, Justin Diltz and Jeremy Edwards. Row 8, Devin Lockridge and James Kruger. Row 9, Brian Higgins and Tyler Hunt. And rounding out the field of 20 that will take the green flag is Mike Breeze and Joseph Burgess. As the field rolls off, as we get ready to go racing, let's show you the weather report for tonight. A very hot track indeed. 121 degrees is the track temp. And it was going to mean for a hot, slick track. These drivers will be slipping and sliding around Daytona today, even though the air temp, though, at 72 degrees is a little cooler than usual for a hot track temp. So that will get at the same time speeds going faster and a slick track. So from the looks of it, we've got about 17 drivers that will take the green here at Daytona. And if you missed us last week in the affordable SEO duels, you were treated to a great finish as Frank Peacock, with the help from his Penske Racing teammate Justin Hurst, working together to finish 1-2 in the duels. As they come off of turn 4 and meet the fans, as we say, race fans, it's time to strap in and hold on tight, because these men are about to turn them loose and drop the sledgehammer. It is showtime at Daytona. Lap 1 in the books for the first time, and a lot of drivers taking it single file. That's your top 7 nose to tail. Siccolci, Peacock, Hurst, Miller, and Baker, your top 5. From 8th spot on back, Jeremy Edwards working with Mark Cook. One driver stuck on the outside. That's Nicholas Wilson in the number 53, falling back to 11th position. Remember, as a long race, 120 laps, 300 miles around the World Center of Racing. So don't be surprised if we see these drivers playing chess early on and not making many moves. Let's hear from Burgess. You're right along there with Mark Sikochi as the drivers came across the start-finish line. One driver looking to the outside. That is Paul Smiraldo in the number 57. And Nick Baker wants to go with him on the top shelf as they're trying to get something working here on the straights. A lot of slicing and dicing going down the back. You see there James Miller looking for third on the Penske number 8 of Justin Hurst. Off of turn number 4 to put lap 3 on the board. Looks like nobody wanting to work with Miller for now. Couple of drivers starting this race from the back of the field. Scott McKinney, Joseph Burgess, and Justin Cope, each taking the green flag from the rear, each starting from pit road. Better safe than sorry early on here. At the same time, they're risking going a couple of laps down. Tom Parra exiting pit road in the number 16, who has already gone 2 laps down. But it's Mark Sikochi that continues to remain out in front. Battle for 5th position here. As inside is Jeremy Edwards on Nicholas Wilson. The advantage, the low line off of turn 4 with the draft. Everyone hugging that double. Oh, big wreck. That's the 22 of Mike Breeze around. And the first yellow of the night is out. Mike Breeze, Brian Wiggins in the 5. We see Tyler Hunt in the number 20.
Nope. Ridiculous.
Huge wreck. All started, I think, and we're going to watch this from our aerial shot. We get a chance. Watch Tyler Hunt in the number 20. Ah, that's what happens. You see one came down. Was that Lockridge in the number 59? I don't know. But a huge, huge wreck. Watch Hunt again. Excuse me, Mike Breeze here in this number 22. You can see a car came down behind him. And that's a number that I don't think I have on my score sheet. Believe it was Nick Baker possibly. In the number 4, or no, Devin Lockridge it was in the 1, who we heard cue up the radio and apologized. Let's take you on board here for a couple of shots. We'll start things off with Mike Breeze. Just got hooked, and immediately Breeze, if he wants to stay alive in this one, will have to use his quick repair and be even more conservative with a lot of racing left to go. Tyler Hunt going through the grass. Now, I think that was all from the splitter digging on in. Let's look at that just to make sure. Real quick. If we can get to that screenshot too. Watch Hunt. I think this is how he gets the damage. Yep. Splitter digs in. It's like a front wing on the ground. And immediately in a lot of trouble early on. Looks like some drivers in pit road, including Frank Peacock, who started runner-up. Some drivers taking 4 tires and fuel. Other guys going right to work on the damage repair. Let's take a look at Mike Breeze in that number 22. And you can see immediately has gone. That's Tyler Hunt, excuse me. I'll look at Mike Breeze in that 22. And yep, that Budweiser machine has already gone straight to a quick repair. So lights are still on the pace car. Mark Sikochi, your race leader. We will step aside and take a break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Daytona. Quick break for us here as we are underneath the first yellow flag of the night, with an accident involving Mike Breeze getting turned off of Devin Lockridge. We can tell you Devin Lockridge has decided to park the car. You see nothing moving on the the iRacing camera there, so you have to listen to Burgess. Queued up on, we try to queue on him a little bit too late. So we get ready to go back to green this time by. It's Mark Sikochi that restarts as the race leader. Nicholas Wilson second. Kyle Hanna is third. Mark Cook fourth. James Miller fifth. Nick Baker sixth. Jeremy Edwards is seventh. Paul Smeraldo eighth. Ninth Mike Breeze. 10th James Kruger. 11th Frank Peacock. 12th Tyler Hunt. 13th Justin Diltz. 14th Justin Cope, 15th Brian Wiggins, 16th Scott Joseph Burgess, 17th Scott McKinney. Those are the drivers currently on the lead lap. Two drivers out of the race. I believe Justin Hurst usually backed out of things, so not sure what the situation was there. As we get ready to go back to green, and here we go. Nice restart by Sikochi. You gotta be careful though on these restarts so you don't get too far ahead, and that's what he's doing. Kyle Hanna, Nicholas Wilson, two Chevys working together. Let's see if they try to set something up down the back straightaway. They do. They peek up to the outside. Darth Vader versus the height of affordable SEO. Battling for the race lead. Hanna goes to the point of Daytona. No one working with the 8 at all whatsoever, and Kyle Hanna to the point for right now. Sikochi's starting to get some help from Nicholas Wilson. He's got to run underneath 2 by 2 for the race lead. Everyone getting feisty here early on at the World Center of Racing. Again, it's a long race, 120 laps. We've already had a caution. You've already seen what the result of hard racing can do early on in an OSL Cup Series race. High side trying to get something working. It really works well on the straightaways. Again, not really it does in the corners. Your history of winners so far this week, it was Johnny Taylor that won in the Clash, in the duel. That went to Frank Peacock, the Daytona 300. Who knows what's going to happen? take you on board for a lap with Nicholas Wilson at 53. I'm going to show you the dashboard. How fast these drivers are approaching. So far, the top speed we've had today was 204, set by Mike Breeze. Some drivers hitting 200 there. Got to be careful. Don't bump draft in the corners. Close call for Wilson and Hanna, as they fall back to 4th and 5th. Sikochi with the lead early. He's led all the laps except for one so far. Nice push from Miller on the restart, and Nick Baker got a little bit close with Kyle Hanna. Squeezed right up top on him in the Got Milk number 89. The high side starting to dissipate a little bit, and we could see the low line turn into a single file freight train. Paul Smeraldo, usually a back marker there, as a driver was loose off of turn 4. That was Mike Breeze. If he spun out, his night was going to end early. Because remember, he already used the quick repair. And don't want to be really playing a huge risk. One driver on the apron in the back of the pack, and that is Mike Breeze trying to save it. He cannot. He's up in the wall. And down into traffic with the 52 of James Kruger. Kruger goes spinning, and it brings the second caution out tonight. Also reports of another driver crashing too. That was Tom Pera. Let's see if we have something on the number 16, which possibly brought the yellow out. Pera was just like a bucking bronco, and all by himself spins. That's off of turn 4. Now with Kruger in that 52, just trying to miss it. They had it saved, and then Breeze came down. Now let's watch that onboard with James Kruger. They're all hoping Breeze could save it. And around he goes, and it brings out the second yellow of the night. So keep in mind, by the way, your top 7 have yet to pit. So don't be surprised if we see them come in this time by the fuel window here at Daytona, about 30 to 40 laps. Let's confirm with iRacing real quick if we do have a window set. I don't think we do. I'm just gonna hide that real quick. Some drivers do come in. You'll see their pit times on the bottom. Just looking at this, it is a unlimited fuel cap, so the window is about 35 to 40 laps here at Daytona. And we're going to step aside here once again, one more driver in the pits. And Mark Sikochi is your race leader. We'll take this opportunity and take another break, so stay with us. There we go. We got that back going. We apologize for the technical difficulties there for a few seconds. Getting ready to go back to green here at Daytona. We are working our second caution of the day for a spin involving the 52 of James Kruger. Let's update you on Kruger's condition. There you see him after he was involved in the accident. Making a nice save there. I don't think he really needed a quick repair to his ride. We'll look at the right side and see if it did really any major damage. Not really, so I think he is going to be good without, shouldn't lose too much time to the lead pack when we go back to green. So Sikochi and Miller, row 1. Sikochi selects the outside line. Wiggins and Baker, row 2. Edwards and Burgess, row 3. Hannah Smeraldo, row 4. Wilson and I believe it is Cope rounding out the top 10, and it is. Sikochi gets the right to fire first, and here we go. Nice restart for Sikochi indeed, as he should be able to cut on down easily. But again, don't get out too far, Mark, or else you could lose the draft big time. Miller and Edwards are side by side for third, and Edwards with no help whatsoever. High side usually works for about a lap or two on these restarts, but then just starts to lose its momentum if it doesn't even attempt to side draft, if you know what I'm talking about. And there you see it there. Edwards trying to side draft off of Baker. Sikochi continues to lead. Top 3 first off, single file. How about Brian Wiggins in the number 5? Biggest mover of the race from 17th to the runner-up spot. He is having a good day so far early at Daytona. Also as well, up 13 spots, started in last position, Joseph Burgess in the number 4. Decided to start the race from pit road, having a nice showing as well. In the Haley Deegan tribute machine. A couple of drivers you see in the back of the pack are the Penske guys. 2 of the 3 Penske guys, I should say. Scott McKinney and Justin Hurst. Hurst, by the way, keep in mind, is a lap down, would be eligible for the free pass. So right now I think these drivers are being a little conservative right now. Want to try to stay away from that lead pack until we reach like the final 10, 20 laps or so in this race. You see Edwards again trying to get something working upstairs with Smeraldo. 2 drivers working the high side, and then it looks like 8 drivers on the bottom. Now 2 turns to 4 upstairs as Sikochi continues to lead over Wiggins. And I've been saying it a lot this week. These past few weeks, I should say, in getting ready for the Daytona 300. These Cup cars are it's tougher to pass with the old package on super speedways that the NASCAR Cup Series use compared to the current package we have today with the huge spoiler and the former wicker. About a 12-car pack we see in this battle for the lead. And, oh boy, Miller almost got into Edwards in turn number 4. Nearly provided some contact and nearly took those guys for a wild ride. 20 laps are complete here in the Daytona 300. 100 laps to go. So we are 1/6 of the way through the season opener. Here's Baker taking a peek on Edwards for 4th. Once again, he's a loose off of the corner. And Justin Cope has to check up because of it. Show you what it looks like from the rear end of Baker. Oh, this is getting close as Baker really loose off the corner. You see some drivers backing out of it thinking that a wreck was going to occur. Some contact between Edwards, and look at the run. He's got more touching. In turn one, hang on, Justin Cope on the apron up the track. Can he save it? He's loose on the apron in the slippery stuff. Yes, he can, and they're wrecking behind them, I believe, with Frank Peacock getting some rear-end damage. Scott McKinney is involved too. No caution. We stay green. We're going to rewind this real quick so we can show you wherever Peacock, looks like some of the Penske guys are just working together. They see what happens. And then Justin Dills just took the 12 sideways. But everyone keeps it straight and remain green. So now I think these drivers had a little bit of a come to you-know-who meeting as a lesson, saying, hey, it's a little bit too early to taking these risks and immediately side drafting your opponents. So now let's put from 12 to 9 drivers in a single file pack for right now. I believe that's Hannah trying to look outside on Baker. Nope, excuse me, that's Wilson on the number 89. Baker and Edwards have nearly come to blows in this race. It's getting a little bit tight early on in the Daytona 300. So you go on board with Wilson. Getting something going here, even in a side draft. 198, he reaches for top speed. Pair of lap times to the guy ahead of him. The guy behind him, I should say. Brian Wiggins in second in that Ottoman Solar Solutions number 5, being patient here. Also, you know, I just realized we haven't done yet, and I kind of feel a little stupid for this. We have not even queued up our sponsor logos yet. There they are on your screen. Give them some huge love. Full set graphics, Speed Demon setups, our official. Oh no, there's the big one. Kyle Hanna around, Jeremy Edwards, and more. The only two that were spinning, I think I saw another driver involved. It may have been Mark Cook in the 88. But the third caution of the night is out at Daytona, and Sikochi continues the lead. And there is your biggest wreck of that's our second biggest wreck we've had of the night so far. Well, we were with you while it happened, so let's take you through an aerial shot. You see it comes in late. Miller making a nice save, and then Cook getting into the grass. I think that does damage up the front end, unless he got into that wall once again. But it's Kyle Hanna and Justin Cope that took the worst of it. Let's see if we can get a static shot for you here in real time. About a 3-4 car accident, I'd say. Now, Cook had that just missed, and likely he will have to go to a quick repair. Late on the scene for Kyle Hanna. How about Jeremy Edwards? Just a plume of smoke in front of him. And and nothing he can do about it at all. Pit road is open. A lot of drivers are in, except for your top 3 from the looks of it. Wiggins, Moraldo, and Hunt stayed out as Sikochi wins the race off pit road. Now your top 3 pitted earlier on, so they will take the risk and stay out. So Brian Wiggins will be your race leader. We're going to step aside here and take another break. We are back here at the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway. Our third caution of the race is out. We had a multi-car spin. Kyle Hanna involved, Justin Cope involved, among others. Some drivers using their quick repair early on in the going. So we get ready to go back to green. Tyler Hunt was the only one that stayed out on pit stops, so he assumes the lead. It's been a back marker in most of this race. Mark Sikochi won the race off pit road. Restarts in second. Nicholas Wilson, Nick Baker in row 2, the Nick and Nick show. James Kruger and Kyle Hanna in row 3. Joseph Burgess and Mike Breeze, row 4. Mark Cook, Justin Justin Cope round out the top 10. Diltz and Edwards Diltz is 11th, Edwards is 12th. That's all bound to change, as we should see Pete Chalk up there in just a moment. So Hunt selects the inside line for this restart, gets the right to fire first when he wants. And we're back to green. A scattered start all over the place. Don't know if some drivers didn't really get the memo or just backing out, being patient or something like that. But Sikochi didn't get the best start he needed. Remember, that was his first restart outside as the leader. And now Hunt and Wilson tandem down the back. Hanna has rebounded to 4th position. We got one driver on the skid pad somewhere. That's Kruger in the 52. And he's off the pace. I don't know if he's got a tire down or if he's lost a cylinder, or if he's just being really patient. The way that car sounds does not sound good. Smeraldo and Wiggins also coming in. Now they don't have a drive-through penalty, so I'm not really sure what that's all about. I'd like to welcome Jimmy Fowler, by the way, onto the Old School League Facebook page. Just followed about 34 minutes ago. Glad you were here. 5-car breakaway from this lead pack as we come to 25% complete in the Daytona 300. 30 laps will be on the board this time. We'll see who leads it. Wilson figuring out if he wants to look outside or not. Everyone playing chess, just being patient, staying in this long. If you get up right up to the rear bumper of someone, you just ease off the gas. Don't want to bump draft them a lot early on here. These cars can bump draft, just don't do it in the turns, obviously. Take you on board here with that 53. Battle for third position. Sikochi wants to get the outside line going. Let's see if Baker decides I want to go with. I don't think anything really is going to work. Not really, it doesn't, but Baker still wants to go with. You see our last lap times there at the stripe. There's a 46.06. That was set by Sikochi. Best lap of the race is a 46.01. The fastest lap is a 45.65, set by your top two of Tyler Hunt and Nicholas Wilson. Sikochi wants to work something out on the outside, but Baker's just not comfortable working with him just yet as they approach lap traffic. And that's Wiggins in the 5 that's about to go a lap down. Oh, that got close. Actually going 2 laps down as Wilson and Hanna again got squirrely. And Sikochi's backing out of it. And I don't blame him one bit.
Start the big checkup, guys. Somebody 3 laps down just decided to stay in front of me doing 20 miles an hour.
You hear Hurst? They're not happy at all as we got one in the wall.
Jeez.
Justin Dilton Edwards goes spinning. Let's see if this brings the yellow out. Yes, it does. Lap traffic, just yuck. And you can hear the drivers all talking about it as Jeremy Edwards went around. Trying to get a good perspective on what happened. Let's take a look. Hurst was talking on the radio. They were coming up to Sikochi. He was very slowing off the pace. And Dilt's just gone into the wall, and Edwards simply loses it. And I think that's his second quick repair. He's already used his quick repair.
His car exited too. His car exited.
You see the car still smoking. A lot of fluid coming out of it. See if we can see where he is. And now you just heard the engine disintegrate. You see on the map where he is. He's currently off of turn 4. The car is currently in neutral, down to 60 miles an hour for pit road speed. We're just going to see her gets that back to first. So he did have a quick repair left. But now just remember, we're going to show that map once again. If he doesn't want to go a lap down, he's got to beat the leaders out, and that he is going to do. Couple of drivers come on in. Sikochi leads the way. We'll watch him. Race off pit road, won by Sikochi. So while we wait, let's take this opportunity to welcome our viewers watching live on the Old School League Facebook page. Let us know who's watching, where you're from, and who you are rooting for. Just chatter while we're at it. Race chatter currently silent as we speak, as we work on lap 37 of 120, and Tyler Hunt, ever since the restart when he stayed out on stayed out of pit road, still is your race leader currently. Having a good race so far, and I don't know why, but to me that car looks like a next-gen scheme. I don't know what it is, but the way that body looks, it's got me thinking, that paint job has me thinking next gen. While we're at it, take a moment and look at those sponsors you see on the right of your screen. They could all definitely use some love in the future. And we will reset the field here for you as we get ready to go back to green. Tyler Hunt, Nicholas Wilson in row 1, Kyle Hanna, Nick Baker in row 2, Mike Breeze, Frank Peachock row 3, Justin Cope, Joseph Burgess row 4, Mark Cook, James Miller round out the top 10. That's Justin Hurst, James Kruger, Jeremy Edwards, Scott McKinney, Mark Sikochi, Paul Smeraldo, Justin Diltz. Your 17 drivers that are on the lead lap. First driver that is laps down is Brian Wiggins in the 5 that had an unscheduled pit stop. Pace car should go in pit road this time. And we're going to take this opportunity for the first time tonight to crank it up for you here at Daytona. Those are some up close and personal shots, and I know you all want to see those in real life in the future. Hunt continues to lead things here at Daytona. And again is having a good race so far. Nicholas Wilson second, Kyle Hanna third, Nick Baker fourth, Frank Peachock in fifth. Now I'm kind of curious, let's look from Cope's on. Excuse me. Allergies developing in here in my office. Thing I was worried about with Peachock is that rear end after he got bumped from his teammate, I don't know if it's his teammate or not, Justin Delt. Could that rear end go And I think he got some of it repaired. Didn't use a quick repair at all to get that all repaired. And right now he's showing the most of it, currently running in 5th. But all the drivers single file for right now, from the leader back to Hurst in 8th. Then you've got Joseph Burgess leading the way in 9th position. And Kruger's back there in 12th. You got Justin Diltz up there in the 13th spot. Top 8 nose to tail. Let's see the top speed of Kyle Hanna, as they go down the super stretch. Look at that, not even on 100% throttle. It's just about 199 in the corner. The top 4, by the way, dissipated. Let's listen to Burgess. I don't know if Mark Cook or Justin Cope got loose, but them along with Hurst fell back into the second line, and that's a bigger train than the front 4 that could give them bigger speed and hop into one leading pack. We just have to see what goes down there. Meanwhile, Tyler Hunt continually. Nick Baker losing a lot of time. The key is when it comes to staying in the draft, you got to keep that wheel as straight as possible. Don't know if you can see it well from this. This is a little cropped in onboard of Nick Baker. Now I use an ultra wide monitor at home, so this is not the default view. Yes, you got to keep it as straight as possible. We don't really want to merge up to the top side of the track. We had one that was just off the pace, and don't know if it was Tom Perrin, the 16. I think it was. That fell back in the number 16. It has not been a good day for Tom Perrin. He's just in a cruise around situation. So Tyler Hunt continues to lead. 5 poles, 4 wins in ARCA competition, along with 18 top 5s and 22 top 10s. As we do look back at that ARCA season 2, who won on the super speedways? Well, when we had the shootout, James Kruger got the win there. He's currently in 11th. Tyler Hunt won the Daytona 250, the season opener. Even won the first 4 races of the season as a whole. The Talladega 250 was won by Mark Sikochi. Then the Firecracker 200 won by David Castelli, not in the field. And finally, when we had Talladega, that was won by Byron Bartlett, also not in the field. And there you see it. The bigger the draft train you have, the faster you will go. And this has helped out merge the pack together. Is Kyle Hanna, you saw there, just get a little bit loose off of the center of 3 and 4. Keeps it going, and now Hanna could get rejected on the bottom and left out to dry. Nick Baker has something set up on the high side. Drivers getting a little feisty off of turn 2. Baker on back saying it's time to go to work, and Justin Hurst says it's the same thing. Up to 3rd. They're looking for 2nd on Nicholas Wilson. Up close and personal with the bottom groove. Hannah a little bit loose off of turn 4 as they come to the stripe to put 46 laps up on the board. Tyler Hunt's led the most laps so far in the Daytona 300 and continues to lead it. High side, though, has a disclaimer. Does not work well in turns. Hannah back up to third position. A little bit of a gap between second and third.
What was that?
Listen to this. Baker and
I
Hurst.
got too much downforce. I keep getting loose.
You hear Nick Baker reporting in the 89 on corner exit. He's got too much downforce. He keeps getting loose, so try and... yeah, there you see, just like that, and that's going to cause a big... almost a big wreck with Hurst. Cope goes down to miss it, and that's what I was talking about with the low downforce on these cars with the way they're set up. That rear end can get light on corner exit off of turn 4 with the way it's set up and can send you sideways and into the skid pad and the inside retaining wall. Nice driving, though, by Nick Baker to not cause any further damage or any collateral. So our eyes go back up to the race lead. It's Tyler Hunt, Nicholas Wilson, Kyle Hanna, Joseph Burgess, Jeremy Edwards from Baker. Baker and Hurst still talking, right in positions 8 and 9. Hurst coming off that second place finish in the dual race last week. Hurst still trying to talk on the radio now, battling with teammate Scott McKinney for P9. So Tyler Hunt, your race leader here at the Daytona International Speedway. We're going to take you side by side, and you are not going to miss a thing. Stay with us. We are back here at the Daytona International Speedway, just past 50 laps in the books, couple of laps away from halfway. Marty Sakala with you on the call for the Old School League Cup Series event. Tyler Hunt remains the race leader. He's led the most laps so far in this race. Why don't we take you through a full field rundown? Hunt, your current race leader. Nicholas Wilson's in second. Kyle Hanna third. Jeremy Edwards is in fourth. Mark Cook fifth. Justin Cope is sixth. Joseph Burgess is seventh. That's the lead pack at the moment. Then you've got to go back to eighth spot there. Nick Baker rounds out the tail of this pack. Then you go about 4.3 seconds back. You'll see pack number 2. That's led by Justin Hurst, who's currently in 9th. Scott McKinney is 10th. James Kruger runs 11th. Pack number 3 is 16 seconds behind the race leader, and you see them on your screen. It's Mark Sicocci in 12th, James Miller 13th, Frank Peacock 14th, Paul Smeraldo 15th, and then Justin Dilt is 16th, excuse me. Mike Breeze is the first driver on a lap down situation, so if a yellow were to fly right now, he would receive the free pass. 18th spot, Brian Wiggins after an unscheduled pit stop, currently 2 laps down. Wiggins was a front runner earlier on today. And then Tom Perez has just been out on a moonlight stroll today, I guess you could say, from his onboard. He's currently in pit road, running in the 19th position. I don't know if we really got the best camera angle we got to show of him. But that's how it's looking at the moment. There you go. There's Tom in the number 16. One driver is out of the race, and that's Devin Lockridge. He was involved in the first yellow of the day. As Hunt continues to lead, we're seeing some drivers from time to time peek their nose up. I don't know if it's, maybe to get some clean air on that front nose, because dirty air can increase your oil and water temps in your car, specifically the water one, and can cook the water and can lose some fluid over that hood. I think some drivers are just either trying to pick their nose up high either to do that, or they want to try and get something set up. You see there with Cook, he's got some friends behind him. That is Cope in the 59, his fellow Mountain Dew teammate. Then also Joseph Burgess in the 4. There's near contact with Jeremy Edwards. Now, Edwards, remember, he's got to be careful. Was involved in the last yellow, spinning off of turn 4, and used his quick repair after the engine blew up on him. And is currently running in the 4th position. Nicholas Wilson getting a little aggressive behind Tyler Hunt. See what is up there with the 53. That's from the rear bumper of your race leader. See some side-by-side racing going on behind the leaders. Again, Cope trying to get something set up with Baker, and they're coming a little closer. They are coming closer. Cook's up to 3rd, and he could be going for 2nd sometime soon. And scoring's not giving him 2nd spot right now. He's got to work for it if he wants it, and he could get it down the back straightaway, 2 by 2 in this entire pack for the first time in a while, and for the race lead. Cook on the outside with the work from Cope.
Hitting this time.
And we're getting reports of pit stops happening momentarily. Tyler Hunt's coming in, same with Jeremy Edwards, and we are going to focus on pit stops. As we speak, we'll show you the pit lane times. Keep in mind, oh, big wreck! Was that Hannah or was that Wilson? Wilson is around with Edwards on pit road entry. I don't see how this would not bring a yellow out, but if that could help affect Wilson big time, because I think he's already used a quick repair. Edwards, we know he already used a quick repair, but that could take them out of the running for the Daytona 300 for a while. You see Hannah already away, 13.6 second stop for Tyler Hunt, 15 flat, so Hannah beats Hunt out. Great pit stop by the 54. And those were our first green flag stops of the day. Edwards works his way out with an 11.7. Wilson, though, will be in there the longest without question.
Hey, 88, when are you pitting?
Message from Nick Baker, currently in 4th. Talking with Mark Cook in the 88. Figuring out when they are pitting. I guess he's not apt to unmute himself. And
I'll pit when you in the 59 and 88 pit.
Burgess says he'll pit when they
it
pit.
looks like I got about 8 laps left. Maybe 10 if we're conserve a little bit.
I got 16.6.
So you hear some words there coming from the top 4. They will. Their plan is to pit together, and they are about 8 laps to the good when they have to come in. This is our money lap, as we are 60 laps in the books this time by. 60 to go. The cross flag's coming up, and Mark Cook will lead at the halfway point. I don't see how Justin Cope looks on that outside.
As they go to a spout bone dry and like it mud, you gotta go.
Burgess, you hear he's hoping for a caution to come out. That's interesting. Burgess currently your biggest mover of the race. I mean, I know he hasn't pitted yet, but he is up 17 spots from the start. Again, he started in the last position from pit road, and look at Cope and Cook doing some tandem drafting all over the rear end. You're on board with Justin Cope. And Burgess having a little bit of a tough time lapping Kyle Hanna, and that's going to affect 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Now, could your Mountain Dew teammates decide it's time to pit? They last pitted on lap 35. As for Baker, he actually pitted on lap number 26. So he's been conserving the fuel, conserving the tires so far today. As Hanna finds a spot in line. He's the first driver a lap down in 12th. Hanna, remember, was involved in, got out ahead of Tyler Hunt. Show you where the number 20 is. There he is, right at the tail end of this pack with the leaders. So whenever they come in, that's your top 2 that will stay out. And Kruger is about a mile behind Tyler Hunt. He's just coming off turn 2 right now, as Hunt's in turn 3. And it really slowed down Wilson a lot, and I believe he has called it a night in the 53. I think he's already used his quick repair, and he is done. Jeremy Edwards was the other guy we were talking about, and he's coming off of turn 4 right now.
I got 5 laps left.
As these guys are in turn 2. That was just turn 1.
12.
Again, about 30 to 35 laps is the pit window for these drivers around the 2.5 mile facility. See if there's some other action going on amongst that second line right now with James Miller. Everyone being patient, being conservative. Again, long race, under 60 laps to go. These drivers, after this set of stops, they'll have one more stop, and then they will be good to go to the end. That's how the second line looks at the moment. A little scattered with Sikochi leading the way currently in 7th spot. You got Justin Diltz running by himself, I think, in the number 21. No one ahead or behind. Hasn't really been the best of days for Diltz indeed. Mark Cook leading, approaching lap traffic. Mike Breeze in the 22 has been a part of 2 spins earlier today, and Breeze brings it on in. Now, here's the thing that that front 5 got to be careful of. Now that we have Breeze in, you can't pit alone. If you do pit alone, you're going to lose the draft big time, and you won't have a friend help you. We'll watch the 22 stop as he makes his way into pit road. Expecting 4 tires and Sunoco fuel for the Budweiser, number 22. Longer stop here for Mike Breeze. This is in the 20s. I think Breeze knows that. Doesn't really have a really good chance of winning this race.
I'm pitting in.
You hear from Nick Baker. He is pitting in this time. And Burgess is pitting in too. Now, what about the top 2? Will they come in? So this is where you got to be careful if you're Kyle Hanna in the 54. You have to use that top side and let those guys down low pit in so you don't run into them, because, you know, they'll be using the low line
57 is pitting.
as they pit. Paul Smeraldo reporting he's pitting as well.
21 pit, 21 pit ahead of
Turn 2. 21's also pitting as well.
51 pitting.
And the Mountain Dew teammates are staying out. So Burgess and Baker come in. Same with Justin Diltz. Now, Cook and Cope, we should be expecting them momentarily. Just the question is when, as we will watch Burgess's stop. 4 tires and fuel, likely the occasion for the Total Monster Energy number 4. Nice stop for Burgess. 14.9. And comes out in front of Baker. Slow stop for the 89, and that's not what Burgess wanted to see, because now he'll be all alone. So I'm waiting for Smeraldo. 15.6, a smooth stop for the 57. Baker's going to have a friend, though. That's Justin Diltz. And Baker just lost it in turns 1 and 2. This could bring a yellow out. He's going to back up, give Smeraldo some room. I think he just cooked it a little bit. You got to feather the throttle when exiting pit road.
You got one down the apron there. Was that a yellow or?
Sakochi thinking if that was a yellow or not. And that is not. So, top 7 currently yet to pit. And Cook and Cope are working together against lap traffic. It's just still surprises me how they have yet to come in, how these drivers have yet to go this far. That's tight there. Oh, no. There's the yellow, the top 2. Take each other out. And that's going to help out the leaders that didn't pit, like Justin Hurst. That's with Burgess as he let the leaders go by. Contact. Okay, now that was weird. We're going to watch this from the aerial shot in slow motion, give you a better perspective on what happened. Hopefully these billboards aren't blocking anything. So just a merge-up issue. And then, nah, that's not a merge-up issue. Hunt came down into the leader. And what in the world happened with Burgess? I'm going to watch Cook here one more time. Nothing on the 22. That is all Tyler Hunt. That entire pack gets wiped out as the yellow flies. Can you believe it? I can't. Tyler Hunt arguing his
Oh, you're out on
case.
shit.
Oh. We apologize for Hunt's language. We were trying to listen into him on the radio as the leaders are in pit road for our, I believe, our 5th caution of the race. Four tires and fuel. Now, keep in mind, Sakochi's number is not his iRacing number on the car. It says 8 on Trading Paints, but it's number 10 on iRacing. 4 tires and fuel for all these drivers. And curious how this looks for Mark Cook. Cook is done for the day. He's out of the race, and he is frustrated, and that I can understand. Justin Cope remains on track. Now, I think Cook already used a quick repair, so that could be why he's out of the race. Justin Cope will restart in 5th position and is still in the going. Burgess, I'm just completely confused on what happened with Burgess. That's like one of the worst netcode things I've ever seen. Scraping the wall a lot. Have you ever seen anything more netcode than that? I'm gonna record that. That may be one of the worst cases of netcode I've ever seen come from a driver. Just wanted to get that out there. A couple more drivers, by the way, in pit road, and I believe the lights are off the pace car. And we are about 1 to go until we go back to the green flag. I'm going to pause here real quick. Be right back. When we come back, we get the restart. I'll keep it right here. Justin Hurst brings the field back to green. First time today, I think we've really seen the Penske drivers up front, 1 and 2. And it is Scott McKinney looking to lead his first lap of the day, and I think the same with Justin Hurst. Cope trying to close in 3rd, but he's got no teammates at all. Tyler Hunt, that yellow was not what he wanted at all, and he was trapped a lap down because of it and just fighting to get back on the lead lap. Look out there, one driver just got a little bit loose. I think that was Kruger in the 52, and it was off of turn 4 that may have lost some downforce. Joseph Burgess, by the way, having to use his quick repair after the crazy netcode debacle. You see Mark Saccoci working with Frank Peacock. Your front row from earlier tonight trying to get something going. And that's tough in a 2 versus 5 situation. It can be a little unlikely. It can be done. I don't think that could happen here. McKinney, be careful. Almost opened the bottom up for Justin Hurst. And Saccoci's got to run on the top shelf. Outside for the lead. It's Team Penske versus the Saccoci and Penske team. Now, Peacock is trying to get up to his teammates so they can work together to get down to the bottom. It's interested in seeing how that's going to work. You see Jeremy Edwards in that number 17, also a lap down, fighting to get back on the lead lap. He's battling for 10th spot with Hunt. So they are fighting for the free pass spot, as long as they're not involved in the wreck in any way, shape, or form. We continue to watch up front. See if Saccoci can make some moves on the outside. Justin Hurst, be careful there. Just clip the apron there for a moment. Let's see what Cope is thinking in that 59. Let's go inside his car and look at what he's running right now for sectors. About 200 miles an hour. And he could have a run possibly. This is some tight racing. Oh, they got to check up. They had to let off the throttle. It got very close between Cope and Hurst, nearly making contact. Saccoci and Peacock still looking for a run on the outside and working with Jeremy Edwards. Saccoci has a run. He's got second by a bumper at the stripe. Four low, 3 high, virtually identical in the words of Mike Goldberg. Low line not holding their line as straight as and sophisticated as Mark Saccoci. The work from Peacock paying off. Mark Saccoci, you've got a new leader at Daytona. Can't clear yet, Peacock. And him and Peacock lost the draft big time. And that cost Saccoci a few spots. McKinney and Hurst stay in the top 2 positions. From Hurst. Nice run on McKinney. Going wherever the leader wants to go. Saccoci reforms, this time with Justin Cope. They're looking for second. They could have a run as Peacock falls to the back of the pack. Man, Saccoci loose off of turn 4 with a lot of downforce. And we are nearly 3 wide. 40 laps to go at Daytona. And it's Scott McKinney, the race leader. No one giving up an inch, and that was close between Hurst. Sakoci's up to second, trying to get the race lead away. 4 low, 3 top. Smeraldo. It's from that second pack. Straighter line for Sakochi compared to that low line as they continue to hug that double yellow line. Cope a little squirrely on the exit of turn 2. Keeps her going for now. And now it's the double eights. Battling, and McKinney is loose off of 4. Hang on, Drew. This could open the door for Sakochi to take the lead on the high side. Up there running in second. Now has his eyes set on McKinney for the lead at the Daytona 300. From Dilts. Did you see Hurst there just a little loose?
Like the rest of this group.
That's the message from what's happening in that second pack. Apparently some drivers now...
Been a while since I heard that voice. What's up, Hannah?
How's it going, Mickey?
Some drivers not liking the way they are being raced in that second line. We'll continue to have that muted for now. Oh boy, that got close there with Hurst. Hurst was trying to side draft the heck out of Sakochi. Either that, it just got really tight and almost got into Sakochi's door, and it almost caused a huge wreck, and that helps out the 8, or the 10 rather, to take the race lead. He's got the 2 clear. Does he go to the bottom, or does he stay with his friend? He stayed with Cope. That's a little tight for comfort, as McKinney and Hurst remain in the top 2. You got Tyler Hunt up in that lead pack as well. First driver 1 lap down. Would love to see a yellow now. What Jeremy Edwards would love to see is the 20 spun around. So a yellow comes out and he gets the free pass. Hurst thinking about setting something up. I think the plan is amongst the top 2 Penske drivers to keep working together until the final 5 laps or so, or the final lap, and then there are no friends. These drivers all last pitted on lap 70. We're about 15 laps away from pit stops. So with that said, we're going to take another break. We're going to keep you side by side so you won't miss any of the action. Lawson turns 1 and 2, collects Edwards, and that could end his night indeed. And this helps out Tyler Hunt. He gets back on the lead lap. We had the technical difficulties there. We were side by side when McKinney got loose, and we were just replaying the save. And then spun out in turn 2, which brought the yellow out once again. Let's see. I think this is the 6th time we've had a yellow flag fly today. Yes, it is. So Sikochi was able to take the lead after McKinney got loose, and I think everyone would come in this time. Now the big question is, because we are coming to 31 to go this time, is could this be a fuel strategy race? That's what it could. That's what we could see it turn out to be. Everyone should be good to make it on fuel with the yellow coming out now, and these drivers can go into 4th gear and just keep it going, and everyone's coming in. Tyler Hunt's coming in last because he's the free pass. And we will show you pit stops. Trying to get a nice angle of Sikochi. Apparently you don't really get a lot of those in iRacing, don't you? Sikochi beats out Cope with a 14.4 second time. McKinney probably the big winner, just using a quick repair. So now we just wait on Tyler Hunt coming in. Remember, he's a lapped car. And we'll watch his pit stop. And the yellow, he does get the free pass. We'll be back on the lead lap. Again, all the sponsors on the right. Speed Demon Setup sponsoring the race tonight. Affordable SEO and Marketing, Ottoman Solar Solutions, Full Send Graphics. A lot of great partners. So James Miller, this is interesting. I believe Miller stayed out and will assume the race lead. We got Frank Peacock also in pit road. I'm not sure if this is part of this includes the rear end change. We'll take a look here and see the best. This one will give us a good angle and show you. Yep, quick repair on the number 12, if not getting all the optional repaired to get him back going. So we've got 30 laps to go with the World Center of Racing in the Daytona 300. And right now, we have 10 drivers on the lead lap. Half the field currently have a chance of winning this one. Miller and Sikochi, row 1. Cope and Kruger, row 2. Smeraldo, McKinney, row 3. Baker and Hurst, row 4. Peacock is 9th, and Tyler Hunt in the back in 10th position. Do it one more time here for you tonight. When we take the restart, we're going to crank it up for you here at Daytona. So turn up the volume. that. We're going to do it in just a moment. We had one driver that was off the pace and did not get going at all on that restart. And that was Mike Breeze in the number 22. Sikochi, Cope, Kruger, that's your top three. Breeze on the radio.
I guess.
Guess did something blow up on his car? I'm not too sure, but we're going to crank it up now for you at Daytona. Countdown to the end of the Daytona 300 pretty much underway. And we've got a 3-car breakaway. Sikochi, Cope, and Kruger on the podium.
I was asking to review why he didn't get the wave around.
There's a wave around situation, Patri. Let's listen to this.
Yeah, I think that the leader, he never got past the leader. I don't think that Jim's pit.
Interesting going on. Battle for fourth. Wiggins still 2 laps down in the number 5, so not a factor, but McKinney is a factor and takes 4th away from the 18. Here comes Baker underneath with a full head of steam. Same with Tyler Hunt. Same with Paul Smeraldo. What a run he's had in the 57. Normally a back marker and laps down, but right now he's having a good race running in the 7th position. As they come off of turn 4, it will be 25 laps to go. That real quick. There we go. That should look good and not glitchy. We got Tyler Hunt and Smeraldo battling. That is for 6th on the track. Smeraldo below the yellow line. Hang on to it. Not sure what the issue is, as Baker's got to run on Hunt for the 5th position. McKinney, meanwhile, is checked out and trying to get a tow off that top 3 who just appeared on your screen and have now dissolved from it. Oh my, they are rubbing fenders at the stripe. Be careful, Tyler. Don't get in a fight with Nick. You've already been in a little controversy earlier today. Oh man, the 5 is loose off of 2. Brian Wiggins, who's 2 laps down. Field scattered a little bit. Now trying to see if McKinney can close on in. He's about a 3/4 of a second. The gap between 3rd and 4th. As we continue to watch Baker and Hunt. Hunt now working with the left back marker of Wiggins to get by the 89 and take away 5th, and they continue to rub. Hunt really playing those fiddles, getting on Baker's nerves in terms of the side draft, and easily makes the pass stick. Hurst looking on Smeraldo for 7th. And takes it away with help of teammate Frank Peacock. Peacock's been quiet pretty much in this entire race. And has not really been a front runner so far today. And look at the gap now, a second between third and fourth, as the 17 of Jeremy Edwards is off the pace. See some front end damage. Yellow's out. Yellow is out. And we got a spin ahead of, oh no! Is that Smeraldo in the 57?
Thanks, bud.
It
Sorry,
was.
my destination. I think trying to walk it.
Brian Wiggins
Where's
a piece
number
of it
18
too.
No.
Let's see what happened. Oh my goodness, Baker just came down and Wiggins went upside down. Let's try and get another angle of this for you folks at home. Watch Baker just simply came on
Mr.
down.
Miller, where you at on track one?
We're going to watch here. We're going to go from the cockpit cam of Baker.
Pace cars in 2.
That is a lap
I don't know
before.
how I got a black flag. Black flag. I didn't even have it.
Was he just like misjudging her? Oh, the car just got loose. Car just got loose in the tri-oval. That is what happened.
Was the white flag, Wolfring?
Did enter the closed pit, but I never entered the closed pit. I was stopped.
Let's go from Brian Wiggins is on board. This is going to be a wild ride.
Go back and check it out.
It was you when you got wrecked when the wreck happened. You went to the pit.
No.
Junk.
Thank you.
And Smeraldo.
Status update.
Oh, that's a shot for Smeraldo
Give me a second. I'm going back and trying to figure out what went wrong.
in a concrete barrier. Everyone coming in, making sure they are good to go the rest of the way. And Sikochi wins the race off pit road over Cope Miller. We're waiting for the next guy to come out, either Baker or Smeraldo. So a couple of drivers that stayed out. Your top 4. Kruger, McKinney, Hunt, and Hurst. Again, they should be good to go the rest of the way, even with this yellow coming out. So we're going to take one final break before we go back to the green flag. So stay with us, and when we come back, it will be right to the restart. We have entered the triple digits in laps in the Old School League Cup Series at Daytona tonight in the Daytona 300. 101 laps are complete, 19 to go in the biggest race of the year in the Daytona 300, powered by Speed Demon setups. Here's how the field looks when we take the restart. And I believe we are still under the caution flag, and we are. Top 3 or top 4, actually. Yeah, the top 4 did not pit, which will leave Mark Sikochi, who's had probably the best car here today, in 5th. And probably the second best car, Tyler Hunt, who's also been able to do well running up front, in the 3rd position. So we will see how this comes along. Lights should go off the pace card this time by. And yep, they are. We are told to double them up. Kruger selects the inside as we get ready to go back to the green flag. Not been talked about much tonight. Would definitely change everything if he was able to get it done. ARCA competition last year with 2 poles and 3 wins, 17 top 5s and 27 top 10s. Scott McKinney, a rookie in the series. Tyler Hunt in 3rd. Justin Hurst running in the 4th position. And Mark Sikochi rounding out the top 5. Let's listen to team chatter.
15.
That's coming from Jeremy Edwards in the number 17, who is a few laps down and likely will not win this race. So as the field bunches up, will we go green the rest of the way? I don't think we will. I think we're going to see about maybe 1 to 2 more yellows. We know everyone's good to go on pit stops the rest of the race. But how will they race each other? We're back to green. Nice restart from Kruger, but don't get too far ahead as Hunt is side by side with McKinney for 2nd. Sikochi's been able to get up to 4th on that low line. Justin Hurst follows back to 6th. And now McKinney and Hurst separated. And this is going to be interesting with the race, how the race plays out. McKinney stuck on the outside with no help at all. Going to fall back like the stock market did in the mid-20th century. Sikochi sets something up to the outside. Trouble. McKinney around with Cope. And there's your drama, folks.
Big check up into 1.
What the hell was that?
You know what that was, McKinney? You came down into him. Now we can listen to this banner. Yep, that's simple. McKinney came down, and that is
Big
going
check
to,
on the back stretch.
that's going to end Baker's night, I think. As for McKinney, he may have already used his quick repair, but I'm not too sure. So there you see Justin Cope in the pits. His night likely done in the Daytona 300. 16 laps early. We'll listen to some team radio as we get ready to go back to green. Should be 2 to green this time by, and I think it is.
Look dog on the outside.
Kyle Hanna there, you hear it, gets the free pass. Finally, what he's been waiting for so many laps, gets it and will restart on the lead lap in the 11th position. Again, we're going to step aside here and let you listen to the drivers' comm channels.
Race control, can I get an EOL so I don't hold everybody up?
So we get ready to go back to the green flag, and it will be 13 laps to go after 8 yellows in this one. James Kruger selects the bottom. Mark Saccoci is second. Row 2, Justin Hurst, Tyler Hunt. Row 3, Frank Peacock, James Miller. Row 4, Justin Diltz, Kyle Hanna. Row 5 is Scott McKinney and Justin Cope. And Nick Baker EOL'd in 11th. Those are the drivers that are on the lead lap as we get ready to come back to the green flag. 13 laps to go. Green flag is back out. Saccoci does not get going. The top 2 fire as Kruger fired a little earlier than he usually does. Saccoci doesn't hug down to the bottom of the track. He wants to work the top side. That's where he's been good at all day today. Drivers getting single file, a little bit scattered here. But Saccoci doesn't want to draft off the 20 of Hunt. He wants to work with Miller and everyone else to go to the outside. Looking for second, he's there. And he's going to the front. Mark Saccoci looks for the lead. Side by side with James Kruger, 2 drivers that came out of the ARCA rates off turn 4. As Kruger got a little bit wobbly out of there. And that's been normal. Who's leading at the stripe? It's Saccoci. by about a door over McCruger. About 8 drivers in this lead pack with 12 laps to go. Tyler Hunt pushing the 52. James Miller pushing the 10. It's a James and James show for that runner-up spot. And none of them refusing to lose. And now you got to watch closely at who's in 5th and 6th. Hurst and Peachock. The Penske teammates worked together in the duels. This time it's roles reversed with Peachock pushing Hurst. Everyone wants that outside for right now. So they all know Sikochi is very good to work with on the top shelf. He's got the lead over Kruger, but not a lot of daylight between the bumpers of Kruger and Hunt, and that's what you want. You want to be as close to your opponent as possible, and that helps out Kruger maintain the lead and holding the serve. Hunt keeps second spot. Sikochi still not giving an inch up in third. 10 laps to go in the Daytona 300. Everyone fighting it out for the top spot at the stripe. I think it was Sikochi by an inch. Kruger inside, battling for the race lead. Miller and Hunt battling for third. Hurst, Peachock, and Diltz working together. How about Justin Diltz in that 21? Extremely quiet in this race, and he's got a chance at winning this one with his Penske teammates up there too. In the battle for second, Kruger still trying to look on the inside on Sikochi. Nine laps to go around the world center of racing. Kruger leads at the line by about a car length. Sikochi fights back on the straights. In the corners, it is Kruger, and a huge push of Vare. Sikochi out to the lead in the turns, but for how long? Could still get a nice bump draft here. Be careful of that 89 of Nick Baker. And he's got Kruger cleared. Now does he go low and leave the 18 out to dry, or does he stay working with the 18 of Miller? Eight laps to go at Daytona. Kruger down low, Sikochi up top. What does Tyler Hunt do in the number 20? Does he want to work with Kruger, or does he want to win the Daytona 300 himself? How about the same with James Miller on the number 18? This is anyone's race, and it's a game of two-car tandems, shades of 2011. But my goodness, you just don't know what's going to happen at that finish until we get the checkered flag. This time by 7 laps to go. And 7 drivers have a chance at winning the Daytona 300. Sikochi leads it as Kruger and Hunt split up for a split second. That could help Sikochi clear. It does not. Kruger fights back on the bottom with Hunt off of turn number 2. The last super speedway race. The last super speedway race that was sanctioned in OSL competition. The margin of victory was in the thousandths of a second. Like maybe even 1/1000th of a second. Could we possibly see it here tonight? We'll just have to find out. Sikochi has it over Kruger, though. And your top 4 all under a blanket. Hurst and Peachock and Diltz just waiting in the wings in case something happens with your top 4. These are the drivers that will battle for the win in the Daytona 300. Who's going to come out of it first is the main question. And it's still 2 drivers working the bottom, that being Kruger and Hunt. Everyone else utilizing the top side of the track. 5 fingers up in the flag stand. 5 to go. Sikochi has it. Trent has a gap. Him and Miller can clear down if they want. And they do. Sikochi and Miller take the lead in the Daytona 300. You're on board with Miller as the leaders utilize the bottom of the track. Now, does anyone have a plan to take it top? You're going to have to use the high side if you want a chance at winning. But now, the 8 drivers in this lead pack, 7 contending for the win, all in a single file freight train. It's all a game of chess now. When do you make your move, and who do you go with for the win? 4 laps to go. 10 miles remain in the 300. Lapped car, that's Baker in turn 2, letting the leaders go by, just trying to finish this race under his own power. There are the drivers in contention. How will they set this up? I think right now what the strategy is going to have to be, you're going to have to likely lay back if you want a chance at winning the 300. 3 laps to go. Gonna have to lay back on the final lap and try and get a slingshot on the outside if you want a chance to win it. There's Peacock. He wants to go to the outside. Let's see what Hurst does with this situation. Everyone staying downstairs for right now. One driver trying to make a move. It's Kruger. Does anyone go with him? Tries to side draft off of Miller. And he's got company. Hunt's going to work with them. They're trying the top side once again. Hurst has a run, meanwhile, looking for 4th on the track. 2 laps to go in the Daytona 300. Mark Sikochi trying to kick the season off right with a win in the opener. And Kruger's got something going on the top shelf. Everyone's side drafting as much as they can. And there is lap traffic ahead. I'm not sure who it is, but you can hear it on your screen. There is company off of turn 2. Going out of the way, it's Jeremy Edwards. Trouble! That's Justin Hurst in the 8. Sideways. Nice save. Almost gets the 17. Keeps it straight. We stay green, and Hurst is likely out of this unless we get a yellow. He's going to need a yellow like right now if he wants a chance at victory. Miller loose off of turn 4. Here we come to the white flag. 1 lap to go at Daytona. Is it Mark Sikochi's day, or does James Kruger settle it with a last lap pass? He's got to run upstairs in 1 and 2. With the help from Tyler Hunt. Miller's trying to get something going, working with Sikochi just like he has in the final 20 laps. Now everyone's side drafting all they can do in the money lap, but I don't see Kruger working at all. Sikochi's got the lead over Miller. They've cleared 3rd and 4th with under a half lap to go. Mark Sikochi in the number 8. He started on pole in the Daytona 300 and is in the home stretch to the checkered flag. And Mark Sikochi wins the Daytona 300 powered by Speed Demon Setups. Miller 2nd, Peacock 3rd, Kruger 4th, and Hunt the top 5.
Congratulations, Mark.
Good way, Mark. Good race, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Way to go, James. Miller coming in 2nd. Good job for you too, buddy.
Thanks to everybody that showed up. It was fun.
Yeah, nice win, Mark.
We'll talk with your top
It would have
3.
been great if I hadn't got taken out in the first part of the race.
in just a moment,
That was
and we are
not
going
easy,
to.
tell you that. That was Butcher Boys had me nervous there on the outside. Oh man, Miller ended up clipping the apron, and we lost all the momentum with 1 to go. Oh man, here to go.
And we're going to
Congrats.
Yeah,
hear
no problem, Justin.
from Mark Saccoci, but first he's got a little business to do with a smoke show, and Miller gives him a nice little bump there. And there you see it.
Sorry.
And he's about to light him up. A slide in the grass instead, just like how Dale wanted it. And Mark Saccoci is headed to victory
Don't
lane.
forget, top 3 to Discord.
Discord, I don't even think I'm part of that, bro.
So we're just getting everything out here set up. Give us just a moment. Need to put Peacock here in interview queue. Gotta put Miller in if we can. Don't think Miller's got it. So I don't think he does.
Yo, Mark, I don't think I'm part of the Discord. You might have to invite me.
We'll start things off by talking
Unless
with
it's on
your
the-
third place finisher, Frank Peacock. Frank, just walk us through what your strategy was in the final laps. I'm assuming you were trying to work with Hurst.
Yeah, we were trying. He had some damage. That's what we were talking about. I think he had too much damage to get us up front, anyways. So I was kind of just trying to hold on for a top 5, really, at that point, because he didn't seem like he wanted to let me get in front of him. I had damage too. It was just both of us with that much damage. It was a gaggle.
Understandable, but hey, congratulations though on a great run tonight.
Thanks. I'll take a top 3.
Absolutely. That's Frank Peacock coming home in third. And we don't have James Miller just yet. We'll see if we get him in here in the next 3 to 5 minutes or so. But we've got your race winner, Mark Saccoci, in the affordable SEO machine in victory lane. Mark, can you believe it?
No, I can't. I'm a little shocked. I gotta. I mean, the Butcher Boys there were coming there on the outside. I saw Miller. Looks like he clipped the apron there, coming to 1 to go, and we lost all the momentum there on the inside. And I didn't know if we were able to hold him off, but he got back to me, and he launched me out back out there, and we had enough to hold him off.
Yeah, just you and Miller were working really well together in those final laps. Were you just hoping that Miller was staying right behind you, coming to the checkered flag, or you just trying to mirror drive at that point, or what are you thinking?
I mean, I had a pretty good feeling he was gonna stick with me, but you never know. So I mean, I was on guard a little bit just in case he made a move, maybe off of 4, but he looked like he was staying in line there off of 4, so we were sitting in pretty good shape.
What do you want to think tonight?
I gotta thank all the drivers that showed up tonight. Give us a good sized field. It was pretty fun. Gotta thank all of our sponsors, Full Sun Graphics, Affordable SEO Marketing, Speed Demon Setups, Autopilot Solar Solutions, and I gotta thank Miller for sticking with me because I couldn't have done it without him.
Congratulations on the win, Mark.
Thanks, Marty.
Mark Saccoci takes home the win in the Daytona 300. While we're at it next week, we are at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Full Sun Graphics 300. We'll do 195 laps, 300 miles around the Atlanta Motor Speedway. So we'll see if James Miller joins us as Saccoci continues to celebrate the win. We'll give you the official results. So Sikochi, Miller, Peacock, Kruger, Hunt, the top 5. Nice job for Hunt and Diltz to rebound after going a lap down. Justin Hurst 7th, Justin Cope 8th, Scott McKinney 9th, Kyle Hanna 10th. Tough break for Paul Smerado, was running in the front and then wrecked in I believe the final caution or the penultimate yellow. So yeah, those are the top 18, and then we'll give you your other 2 that didn't really even attempt at completing a lot of this race tonight. Tom Pera and Devin Lockridge. But we hope to see them next week at Atlanta for the Old School League Cup Series. So let's see here if we've got Miller. I think we've got Miller now. Yeah, let's see here if we can get him in here. James, you got me? It's Marty in the booth.
All right, how's it going?
Hey, we got you now, man. So just Sikochi was just telling us about this, but your strategy on the final laps from your perspective, he was telling us you were just trying to push him all the way to the end. Just what's your game plan on those final laps?
Well, yes, sir. Me and Mark been working together all week, coming up with these setups that we got here, and I've just been practice pushing them all week, and that was the plan for him to win and me to come in second, and just push him across that line and take the win home for our team.
Anyone you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Old School Racing. I want to thank SEO Marketing, CEO, SEO, Mark Sikoshi for helping me out. I want to thank you for broadcasting. Hey, man, hell of a race, man. That was a battle for a good 10 laps. I'm wore out. Time to go drink a beer and relax, man. You guys have a great night. Thank you for putting on this show.
Absolutely.
You guys are awesome.
Absolutely. James, congratulations on a great runner-up. So,
thank you, sir.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. Special thanks to all of our sponsors that support Old School League: Affordable SEO and Marketing, Autopilot Solar Solutions, Full Send Graphics, and Speed Demon Subs. On behalf of everyone at Old School League, I am Marty Sakala signing off for tonight. We congratulate Mark Sikochi, who gets his first win of the season. Obviously, it comes in the season opener of the Daytona 300. Thank you all for joining us tonight. So long, everyone.